Then she said his voice will live on and his show will go on. None of that shows loss, shows preparation. It shows that this was propped up for a bigger agenda. There was no 7 stages of grief here. She skipped straight to acceptance.
To be able to introduce to you a very, very dear friend and his wife.
So it looks like people have finally figured out why Erika Kirk seemed so prepared for all those emotional interviews and public appearances after Charlie's death. Because according to reports, Erika was allegedly working with an acting coach before Charlie even passed away. And that detail's very interesting. As you guys probably know, Erika's faced a lot of backlash these past few months because of how quickly she appeared comfortable running things and speaking publicly while Charlie's family was still grieving. And the worst part of all this is that if Erika really was using an acting coach, then whatever she learned didn't work, because people saw right through her act. From the moment she put on those sparkly suits to the moment she went up on stage to deliver yet another speech, a lot of people felt like she just wasn't genuine. But what people just can't understand is, did Erika hire this alleged coach because she genuinely didn't know what to do? Or is it because she was way more involved in the Charlie situation than she's admitting publicly?
Especially the contrast between her and the real grieving woman sitting next to her. The contrast is so stark. I can't believe it's not obvious to everyone how fake her emotions are and how she's overly performative. Genuine grief is steady, but she is performing.
Now, the reason this acting coach story is blown up again is because of a clip from one of Erika's recent interviews that started spreading all over social media. In the clip, Erika casually admitted that after Charlie's death, she spent time researching other widows because she wanted to understand how they acted with their families and how they handled public life after losing their husbands.
I have tried to look at other widows that have been semi in the similar situation, which is, it's very different at the same time because now we have social media and all this other crazy stuff out there. But there's no blueprint.
At first, that might not sound like a huge deal, but the more people listened to what she was actually saying, the more uncomfortable they became. Because why would that even be something you think to research? Most people who lose a spouse are focused on surviving the grief itself. They're trying to make it through the day. They're dealing with heartbreak, family, and all the emotions that come with a loss that massive. So hearing Erika explain that she was studying how other widows behaved instantly raised eyebrows. And suddenly all those rumors about her faking her reaction this whole time were back on the table. Because how else do you explain literally researching how other widows behave to know what to do when you just lost your husband? Now, long before Erika started talking about researching other widows, people were already side-eyeing the way she handled herself after Charlie's death. And it wasn't simply because she was grieving differently, because that's what Erika's crew wanted everyone to believe. But that's not what was bothering people. The real issue was that Erika never seemed emotionally connected to what was happening around her. Almost immediately after Charlie passed, she was showing up in sparkly suits, attending events, giving speeches, and putting herself in situations where cameras were guaranteed to be waiting. And every time a new appearance surfaced online, the comments were all the same. People kept saying she seemed strangely detached. Like, she understood she was supposed to be sad, but the sadness never actually felt present. Remember when Erika posted herself crying over Charlie's body? Well, if there was ever a moment where people expected genuine, uncontrollable emotion, it would have been that one. Yet even though she appeared to be crying, there was never any makeup transfer. I mean, check this out.
God bless you.
And it made people wonder if Erika had somehow learned what grief was supposed to look like without actually understanding how real grief presents itself. Now, out of everything people have questioned about Erika's behavior, there's one moment that stands out more than anything else. It was that one clip that showed Erika preparing to go on stage. If you've watched the clip closely, then you probably noticed Erika appeared to be putting some kind of eye solution into her eyes when she was backstage during the TPUSA Mississippi tour stop. And a lot of people are convinced that what she was using looked like an artificial tear solution. Now, nobody can actually say for sure that this was what she was doing, but that didn't stop people from connecting it all to previous conversations about Erika's emotional displays. Because if they were already questioning why tears never seemed to match the crying, then seeing her put drops into her eyes moments before a public appearance only made those suspicions worse. But in all of this, there was one moment that people kept coming back to, and it happened during President Trump's State of the Union address. Erika was standing alongside Anya Zarutska, the mother of Irina Zarutska, who was tragically murdered the year before. So both women women have experienced devastating losses. But when people looked at Anya, they felt like they were seeing someone carrying genuine pain. Nothing looked rehearsed or controlled. Then people shifted their attention to Erika, and it felt like you were seeing something completely different. That's when social media started filling up with side-by-side screenshots and reaction posts. One person pointed this out, saying, "She did look like she was literally studying the mother of Irina Zarutska standing next to her during the State of the Union address. Everything about Erika is calculated." And another person backed them up with, "If she researched other widows, she'd know they go home to prioritize their children and family. So why does Erika refuse to do so?" And honestly, you can't deny the logic in that. Because at this point, people are questioning whether anything Erika presented to the public was ever genuine at all. Especially because this acting coach drama has led people to make another more disturbing conclusion about Erika, and that's that she was never really grieving in the first place. As y'all know, there have been rumors about how Erika's major claim in all this is that rather than grieving or picking up the pieces of the family, Erika's major concern was consolidating power for herself. They saw it in the way she stepped into the role as CEO within days. They also saw it in the way she quickly cuddled up with Charlie's powerful friends, getting appointed to important positions. And then there's that footage of Erika meeting with TPUSA staff and sounding very excited about merch sales, money, and how fast the organization was growing. And when you put it all together, it makes you wonder if this is why Erika needed an acting coach all along. And once people started placing all these moments next to each other, the acting coach allegations suddenly took on a completely different meaning.